any chance to really get something done. And but today we have to have better energy and hopefully a good focus. And the big thing, we just got to play better. I mean, that's just plain and simple. You can't, the turnovers, just, transition defense, one kind of led to the other, but they did even beat us down. We missed a free throw and they beat us down and got a layup. So got to be better. That's the biggest thing.
Do you feel like X was pressing a little bit again in that game? Was that some of his issue?
We had talked about trying to get in. They were going to go inside to Solomon Young. They had been doing that. We talked about, let us go inside. And, first 2 or 3 times he did what we asked, tried to look in the post. But you got to make sure the guy's open. And then, it kind of went bad to worse for him. And then, we finally got going. We had talked before Baylor about just letting the game come. I thought he did a much better job in the Baylor game. Obviously, he makes some shots, but I thought he was a little more patient, let things come. And, but it probably, like you say, maybe forced a few things and just didn't let it come. We don't always have, as a team, the best patience to work to get a good shot. And the one thing we've really tried to talk about is help make a teammate better. And that might be penetrating kick, that might be setting a screen, it might be making a good cut and which creates somebody else to help. And then, now you get it. You're able to get a shot because somebody cut hard. All those little things are important, but we don't execute those things when we need to.
What did you think about Oklahoma State last week? Just, getting their first win and then battling Baylor to the end, obviously a little bit of an uptick.
Well, if you really remember way back, they were in the top 25 in December, and then Isaac went down. I think they were 7-0 and had won that tournament in Barclays by a good amount. And then to lose Isaac, to lose their leader, for that long a time, and then it took him a while to come back. But it looks like. Now he's back playing better. Maybe they're getting a little better solid play from everybody, getting a little team chemistry. So, it'll be a tough game. They got some veteran guys, and if they're like a lot of teams. If they make shots, they're pretty good, and they, those guards, they want to get it up there, and if they're making them. It makes it tough because now they get you all spread out with their offense, and it makes it tough to defend.
When you fall behind early like you have lately, what kind of internal debate as a coach do you have to have about using a timeout or saving them later in the game?
Well, I used to. I think the other night in the first, 4 or 5 minutes, I even thought about a third, to be honest, at one point. You just want to try to help the guys and regroup and hope that just taking a deep breath they could and maybe the other team doesn't keep the momentum going. I guess that's the biggest thing. And it does no good to save timeouts if you're going to get your butt beat by 40. That you're not going to use them later on. So I'm always in the opinion if we can use them, stop the momentum. If you have to use the second one, I think both Baylor and Iowa State, I had to use 2 right away, trying to slow it down a little bit. I guess, I don't know if it gave us a chance or not, but we definitely got back in both games.
Bruce, you come off back-to-back 25-win seasons. How difficult has the season been on you?
It's hard. It's hard. I could have called you at 4 a.m. Sunday morning, and I was watching Bill Murray in Afghanistan. So, if you're a coach and you care, and it wears on you, and frustrating and disappointed, and but all you can do is I've told you before, that's my job to help them, and I gotta do my best to do that. But you do run out of motivational speeches and little thing. It's tough, but you're gonna keep. I'll keep trying till I told them yesterday, I'm going to keep coaching. I'm going to coach. I think I've decided I'm going to coach them harder now, to be honest. I for a while there, I was trying to be, oh, you're okay, we're fine, give you hugs and kisses and all that stuff. And I literally have kissed some guys in practice, just trying to make them feel good. And now I'm gonna coach them hard. If they don't like it, they don't like it. That's fine. I'm gonna try to do it the way I know and the way I think you can be successful.
On the other hand, as the old adage goes, it's darkest before the dawn. You have one of the best incoming recruiting classes in K-State history. What would you like to say to K-State fans just about the
Well,
optimism?
I mean, we feel really good about that group. We feel good about our, the freshman group have had they performed pretty well. Obviously there's probably some better ones in the country, but they've done well. That the group almost, we thought that our group that we signed was good, but they've almost outperformed our expectations. I mean, what Selton has done, Nigel, Davion, they've done a nice job. I think people will like Casey. He gives us some athleticism, some strength inside. So, we feel good about that, and we talked about it as a staff. And it's not, we haven't quit this season. We're gonna keep working, and we want our returning players to get better. I mean, that's the most, that's as important as anything. But I mean, I want Xavier and all those guys. I want that group I love them to end on a positive note and feel good about it. And that's what our goal right now. But at the same time, we feel good about what's coming in, and if we, good group to build with.
Mike just had the 9 minutes against Iowa State. What was the reason for that?
Who?
Mike McGurl.
Did you look at the plus minus?
Did not. Is that-
Look at that, and then you'll take back your question.
When you say you're coaching harder, is that something that just now happened?
No, I mean, I've been, you know how it is. You're trying to be the psychological part. You're fine. Hug them, kiss them. We'll be okay. And just not trying to keep their confidence boost. But that's why yesterday, we watched film and I said, this is the truth. You got to get back on defense. You got to do this. That instead of like maybe mollycoddling them a little bit, just trying to help them through some tough times. It didn't work, I guess. So now I'm going to go back and, hey, this is what it's about. You got to play hard. In our league, the best teams are the toughest teams, and Kansas is tough. They're good. They got good players, but they're tough. And West Virginia is tough. Baylor is really tough, physically, mentally, and that's. We were really tough the last 2 years, and we probably weren't when those guys were younger, but they got tougher, and it takes it takes more than just skill in that. You also have to be tough to be successful, especially in this league where you got double round robin. You got great coaches that have been around a long time that are very demanding, and that's something that. If we're going to make any progress, we got to be tougher mentally as it goes on.
As a veteran coach, just kind of was curious your thoughts on Mike Boynton and just the last 2 years, how it's been really tough on him as he really kind of gets going in his career.
Well, they've had some really nice moments where you feel, and I like Mike. I text him, I talk to him. When he got in the league, I went out of my way to. When we had the meetings to be around him and talk to him and because I want young guys to do well and they're our future for our coaches and so I when they were 7-0 and they were in the top 25, I was like happy for him. I texted him after that and because I if you remember, I think I thought they would be a top 5 team in our league and. Because I thought with the guys returning, I thought they'd make some strides. Obviously, Isaac, and then having a chance to coach Isaac, the leader he was, how tough he was, all that stuff, I thought they were going to be good. But, I feel for him. I want him to do well. Obviously, he's got a really good player who we also coached, Cade Cunningham, last summer is coming in, and they got some good young guys. So, I want them to have success. And, when you play each other, you want to beat them, but obviously, you're always cheering for guys like him and want him to be successful.
Is the plan right now to stick with Carty in the starting lineup?
I'll see today. We'll see how things go.
Was last week, just after the comments on the TV broadcast, was that tough on him from what you
I'm
could tell?
sure it was. I mean, he's a young man. It's tough, somebody criticizes you. It's tough. I'm an old man, and then somebody criticizes me. It's no fun. So it's, I'm sure it was, but, he came back and played a pretty good game. Obviously not good enough to help us win, but, I want him to play up to his potential, our whole group. And we've done it a few times this year, but not consistent enough.
Is that kind of the plan in terms of like just maybe practice by practice between him and David for the 5th starting spot?
Anybody, play well. Mike McGurl plays well. He's going to stay in the game. It's just, obviously foul troubles or whatever, but, I think right now Mike's lost a little confidence. I'm not sure why. And the Oklahoma game, he was on a high, and then, a few games later, I somehow I got to help him too, because he number-wise he still is one of our better shooters, all that stuff. He's older, he defends better than some of the young guys, but he's got to feel good about himself. So we gotta help him.
You still looking to add a guy or two to the 2020 class?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we on paper we have one spot, so we'll see what happens. But that I want to make sure it's the right player. That it's got to be a good fit. And it's kind of we're still in a little bit of a dilemma. What we kind of need. I think there's like 2 categories, and then but we probably just get good fortune to get the best one we can.